Hi everyone, welcome. FPLMattDay here. This is my live deadline game week 12 stream for FPL. Hope you're well. Please give this video a like, subscribe if you're new here, and be sure to get all of your questions in ready for another big game week. Deadline is in less than an hour. So tonight I'll be going through the fixtures, talking about the scores and the best players from every fixture, answering all of your questions as well. So be sure to get them in the comments. We've already got a few people in the comments already, which is great to see. Ethan, welcome to the stream, mate. Sorry, I was running a couple of minutes late tonight, but I'm here and ready for all your questions, and I'm doing well, thanks, mate. Bit disappointed with all the injuries that Spurs have got for the game today, obviously as a Spurs fan, but I think, and obviously the suspensions, but I still think there's some good players out there. Son, Kulusevski, Bentancur, Højbjerg, Basuma, Brennan Johnson. So there's still some really good quality out there that hopefully can give Spurs a win. Christian, welcome to the stream, mate. Hope you're doing well. Great to see you on FPL Rouge stream earlier as well. Zada, welcome to the stream, mate. Hope you are doing well also. And I'm well, mate. I'm well. And just like I mentioned before, just a bit worried about all these Spurs injuries, but hopefully we can get a result. And like Christian said, big up to Benton Court as well. But get your questions in ready for another big game week. Let's share the screen. Let's hope it's a better game week this week than last week. Last week was absolutely dreadful. I had the worst, I'm pretty sure it was the worst game week I've ever had in the history of FPL. And I've been playing this game a long time. It was absolutely awful. But hopefully a better one this week. I'm going to take a -4 this week. I've taken out Maddison, who's obviously injured for a couple of months with Van der Ven is injured as well. But Maddison I took out. Matoma's coming in. And then I had, I think it was Chuemba from Chelsea, the cheap sort of midfielder. I was able to upgrade him to Gordon for a -4. It needed to be done. Make a couple of changes before this international break. But I'll go through the fixtures, starting with my team. I support Spurs away to Wolves. Big early game. This one is plenty of injury news in this one. For Spurs, Maddison now is going to be out at least until, I think they're saying kind of the new year. So you probably expect him to kind of miss the next 8 or 9 games. Van der Ven's injured. Richarlison's now injured. Solomon's still injured. Perisic is injured. Sessegnon is injured. Udogie is banned and Romero's banned. So Spurs have got a lot of work to do in this game. But like I mentioned, the likes of Brennan Johnson could thrive. Bentancur, who Christian's mentioned here, could thrive as well. You got the likes of Son as well. So there's still a lot of quality to be had for Spurs. For Wolves, you got the likes of Juan, who's on absolute fire for them. They did have Neto, but he's got a hamstring injury. So that could help Spurs because Wolves didn't look the same against Sheffield United without him last week. So, interesting game, this one. I actually still think, despite all the injury problems that we've got, the suspensions, I've got a good feeling with the likes of Kulusevski, Son, Sarr, Højbjerg, Brennan Johnson in this game. So I actually think we could end up winning this one. And I think it will be 3-1 to Spurs. Son with a couple of goals. And Brennan Johnson, I think, is going to have a big night, in my opinion. So, yeah, let me know what you think of the result in this one and which FPL players to look out for. Please give the video a like as well. Subscribe if you've just joined and ask as many questions as possible for the deadline. Zada, welcome to the stream, mate. If you can put your team in the comments, that would be awesome, mate, because, I'm going to be on the stream all the way up until deadline. Christian has got his team of Vicario, Soufal, Trippier, Semikas, Son, Foden, Gordon, Mitoma, who is his captain, Haaland, Alvarez, and Højlund. He's got a great team. If Højlund gets you a couple of goals, great pick. He was on my wild card, so I've not got him anymore. So if he does score, these were the type of games I should have kept him for. But that's a really strong team, mate. Q, welcome to the stream. Quick shout out to Q and FPL Amateurs of Oz. Hope you feel better, mate. Q was actually going to be on the stream tonight, but He's got COVID, so he couldn't make the stream. So hopefully when he's better, he can come back and come back on the stream. And it'd be good to get onto his podcast as well again soon once he is better. Christian is thinking Foden to Bentancur and putting the armband on him, which would be, that is a big call. Big call. But I like it. I like those big calls. Lovely stuff, Q. Like you just mentioned, give the video a like and subscribe. And Q just saying 3-1 to Spurs. Johnson's been very good when he's played. Bentancur's looked good, so I'll be interested if he's played as a 10. I think he can play in a 10. And like as good as Maddison is, he's unreal. Maddison's been unreal. Bentancur is a brilliant player. When he's fully fit, he can play that role. He actually can. It's a great player to come in. So I'd love for Maddison to be there, but I'm also not too as worried now because Bentancur can play. And then Brennan Johnson, he's looked so good. And I think you might have mentioned this to me last week, Q, and I think you were right where he shouldn't have got. I found it interesting that they subbed him off after the red card against Chelsea because he was unbelievable in that game. And if Son had got that second goal that Johnson assisted, I think Spurs win that game. 3-1 is what I'm thinking as well. So that's Wolves versus Spurs. FPL Pulisic, hope you're well, mate. Let's rate his team before we do Arsenal versus Burnley. So he's gone with Areola, Cash, Trippier, Anderson, Bowen, Salah, Son, Luiz, Diaby, Alvarez, and Haaland. I think it's strong. I'd definitely say it's an 8 out of 10. Having the double Villa in midfield of Luiz and Diaby, I probably prefer Diaby. Luiz is good, obviously, if they get pens. I think if you can get Anthony Gordon in there, but then you do have Anderson as well. So I still think it's a strong team. I think if you can just save a transfer on that one, and then maybe you might want to switch out Luiz potentially at some point. But yeah, there's definitely some good players in there, mate, for sure. You've got Salah, you've got Son, you've got Trippier. So lots of good options. Also throughout the night, I'll be going through Twitter whilst I'm on the stream to just see if there's any early team news or anything that I've missed out on. And if there's anything of any team news, just get it in on the comments queue. If you find anything, mate, put it into the comments because obviously normally you would be on the stream providing that information, but you obviously can't be here tonight, mate. We'll do Bowen versus Matoma in a second. Let's do Arsenal Burnley. We'll start with Burnley. I wouldn't even be looking at their assets this week. There's no one I'd consider. Arsenal, I think Saka, if he's fit, good pick. But again, he's always got fitness issues. You never know if he's fit or not. Martinelli, good pick. I think Trossard will get a start in this one. Makes me think Trossard might start as the centre forward and Nketiah won't because Nketiah's obviously had a knock. So I think Trossard is probably I think he's my favourite pick this weekend for Arsenal, along with Saliba in defence as well. And I think they win with a clean sheet. I'll go 3-0 Arsenal. It's tough for me to say if I think Saka will start or not. I just can't guarantee it. He's in my team, but yeah, I'm not certain that he starts. So I definitely think Trossard will get a return in this one. And I think Saliba might end up with some bonus. So 3-0 to Arsenal. We'll go to Crystal Palace, Everton in a second, but let's answer this question from Zada. Bowen or Mitoma? That's really tricky. I think if you've got the budget, go Bowen because I like West Ham's run of fixtures. So I'd probably say look at going Jarrod Bowen. If you've got budget restraints and you've got to take a hit to bring Bowen in, then don't do it and then bring in Mitoma. But I think Bowen just edges it for me. But yeah, good question. So Palace, Everton. Tricky one. I do like the likes of Mitchell and Gahey from Palace. I don't mind Braithwaite from Everton as well. This game's kind of got that 1-0, 0-0 type of feel for me. So I think if you've got a defender from either team, you could probably give them a go and play them. Low scoring game, maybe a 0-0. This could be really good for those managers chasing a clean sheet. Defenders only for me right now from these two teams. Let's go into Manchester United versus Luton in a second. Lexic, welcome to the stream. He-Chan or Gordon? It's tricky because He-Chan's looking good for Wolves. Main source of goals, lots of injuries for Spurs. I'd probably say Gordon edges it slightly just based on how good he looked last week against Arsenal, and he was absolutely everywhere. But I don't think there's much in it. But I'd probably just say Gordon edges it for me. Let's do Man United versus Luton. I think Man United will win this. I'm going to say 2-0. I think they'll get the clean sheet. They'll edge Luton out. Bruno Fernandes, good pick for this game. Højlund, good pick for this game. And I think they'll win 2-0. They're sort of probably my favourite picks from Man United. Like Christian said, he knows United have been bad this season, but very surprised there hasn't been many matters to Bruno post on Twitter. I think a lot of it is probably due to... Oh, but then the price, like if we... Let me check with the Bruno price now. Let's see what his price is at as of now, because I know he was priced quite fairly, wasn't he, this season? He did. He's dropped down to 8.3. So, yeah, that's not a bad shout, you know. I probably would have looked at doing it in my own team so I could have done Maddison. I do like that, doing the Maddison to Bruno one. But I think in my own team, if I was to do that, I don't think I could have afforded. I might have been able to afford Archer as the second pick. Yeah, I think if I was going to do Bruno this week, I'd probably do it with the idea of captaining him because it's Luton. And he always seems to find ways dragging Man United out of it in these types of games. So I do agree, mate. That's actually a good pick in that one. A little bit of me now. I was kind of thinking, I wish I'd done Archer for Sheffield United and then Bruno, and then just captain Bruno with that Luton game because it could be a really good pick. But I think I just didn't want to have the problem of keeping a Man United player, although it would be a 1 or 2 week type of pick. I just didn't want the problem of keeping a Man United player, but I really like the idea of Bruno this week. 2-0 to Man United in this one. We'll go Bournemouth Newcastle in a second. Jermaine, I hope you're well, mate. And yeah, hopefully Q gets better soon. I can't wait to get him back on the stream. It's always good to stream with Q and with someone else as well. But Bournemouth, Newcastle, Trippier, great pick from Newcastle. Gordon, good pick from Newcastle. Lascelles, good pick from Newcastle. From Bournemouth, probably still the likes of Solanke is sort of the main guy for them. But I think Newcastle will edge this 2-0. I think Trippier gets another big score. And I'll back Gordon for a goal. I think this is the week. He's sort of my player pick this week, Gordon is. So, yeah, potentially something big from him in that one. Then we've got Aston Villa versus Fulham. This is a big game for a lot of FPL managers because Matt Cash, fit to play, so keep him if you've got him. Diaby, he's in plenty of teams. Very, very good asset to own. Looking really good, plays as a forward. Watkins, very popular captain pick, which I agree with. I think he's really good. These are the home games where he could just come out and easily get double-digit scores, just like he did against Brighton all of those weeks back. Good pick. Scored at Villa Park the other night against Alkmaar as well. So if you're thinking about captain Watkins, this is probably the week to look at doing it, as we're all quite unsure on captains. Fulham, there's probably not anyone I'm kind of looking at right now from them. Kind of falling off the radar a bit from an FPL point of view. But they do always find ways to grab goals every now and then, the likes of Paulinho. So I'll go 3-1 Aston Villa. I think Watkins, Diaby, and maybe a late cameo from Bailey in this one. So we'll go 3-1 Villa. And then we do Brighton Sheffield United in a second. FPL Pulisic, he can sell Luiz for Matoma or Gordon, but I don't think it's worth the -4. I wouldn't do it for a -4 this week. I do think Matoma and Gordon are good assets this week. They got good fixtures. But if it was my team, I probably wouldn't do it for a -4 this week because all it takes is an Aston Villa penalty, and you've probably got 10 points from Douglas Luiz. So, I don't mind that one, mate, in terms of keeping him. Jermaine did Madders to Bruno. That's a good move. Yeah, like I said before, a bit of me was thinking, God, I probably could have just done Bruno, brought him in for Madders, captain Bruno, and then done Archer as my third striker. And then I would have been sorted. But instead, I've gone Matoma and Gordon. So we'll see if Matoma and Gordon on a -4 outscore Bruno as captain and Archer on a -4. So be interesting to see. I just didn't want to have to hold on to Bruno any longer, but it gives you a captain option, and you kind of know these are just the types of games Bruno does well for United, sort of the smaller games. FPL, welcome to the stream, mate. It was great to watch your stream earlier. I managed to catch about, I think, maybe half an hour of it, so it was awesome, mate. Yeah, really good stuff. Lexic, yeah, Lascelles is definitely an option, mate. Botman's injured. I think he's coming in at about 4.1 now. So, yeah, definitely worth it. Getting a few good views in now. So, if you are new, please hit that subscribe button. Get your questions in. Give the stream a like. And, yeah, 42 minutes until deadline. Syed, welcome to the stream, mate. You've got some Mikas. Should I get a hit to transfer him in, or should I play him? Well, he's in my team as well, and I had the same dilemma, and I've decided to keep him. I've just looked at it and thought, you've got two options: -4, take him out, or just keep him, and then you just hope that A, he starts, or B, he just comes off and gets you 1 point. Because sometimes you get those game weeks where you're just happy just to have a point off someone, just get them on the pitch. And Jurgen Klopp did say in his press conference that he's not against playing Trent in midfield, which could then mean Gomez goes right back, and then they'll put Robertson on the left, Tsimikas on the left, sorry, obviously with Robertson being injured. So that could happen, because Tsimikas did only play 45 minutes in the week. I know he apparently was awful in the Europa League, but there's still an opportunity for Tsimikas to maybe get that start. And also, I was watching FPL Rue's stream earlier, and he mentioned that Van Dijk, few sort of whispers that he's not 100% for the weekend. So yeah, it could be quite interesting, that one. So I'd just play him. So Zada just wants me to check his team on Twitter. So let's have a look. I'm going to pull up Twitter now on my phone. I'll read out Zada's team that he sent me. What to do? Should he do a -4? So Areola, Turner. I'd say Areola in goal. From your back three, I would play Cash, Gahey, and Tsimikas. Then in midfield, I would play Adingra, Mbuemo, Salah, Son, and then you can play Watkins and Haaland. And then, yeah, I would take Maddison out. Get a fifth midfielder. You can get Bowen in. Let's see what you got in the bank. Money remaining. You could get Bruno Fernandes in. I think Bruno Fernandes is the pick, mate. Maddison to Fernandes or Maddison to Bowen for me. I'd say Saka, but I wouldn't risk it with the injury news. So, yeah, good luck. Well, I've just retweeted that for you. So if anyone sees that on my Twitter, go and go check it out. But that's what I would do. Got plenty of options in there, mate. If you're watching on Twitter as well right now, jump onto the YouTube, subscribe, and come and get your questions in on the YouTube as well if you're watching this on the Twitter. FPL Rue thinks it's must-win games for Brighton and West Ham. They really need it. Yeah, I agree. West Ham have gone through a bad run lately, and Brighton have had a lot of injuries and they've kind of fell a little bit flat. But good fixture for them this weekend, which we'll do now. Brighton, Sheffield United. If you've got Archer and you've got no one else, I'd play him. Brighton have got loads of injuries in defence. Estupiñán apparently has picked up another injury, so unlucky for those managers that kept him, and also those managers that brought him in. Matoma, good pick in this. Agingra. Sorry, let me check the pronunciation again. The Brighton midfielder who did really well in the Europa League. Adingra, sorry. Could be a potential bargain. Ferguson as well. I think those three, for me, are the best Brighton picks this weekend. So aim for at least one of those players. Matoma, if you want to play safe. Adingra, if you want to do something differential. And Ferguson, if you want to do something really differential. So let's go 3-0 to Brighton. We'll do Liverpool-Brentford in a second, and we'll bring up some more comments. Syed, who should I captain between Salah, Haaland, Watkins, and Son or Trippier? If this was my team, I would captain Trippier, then Salah, then Haaland, then Watkins, then Son this week. Good luck. WB can only afford Gabriel in Arsenal defence. Thoughts on him starting, mate? I think he starts this one. I don't think Arsenal can afford any slip-ups. We're going into an international break. I don't see why Arsenal would not play their best team going into an international break. But you never know, mate, with Arsenal and Arteta at the moment. But I think he starts. Let's do Liverpool versus Brentford first. Tough game for Liverpool. They had a big game in the Europa League, which they lost in the week. They did make changes. Darwin Núñez missed plenty of chances last week against Luton. Salah was unlucky not to get on the score sheet, so was Jota. But I think Liverpool will win this. They're looking good again at Anfield. It's hard to say if I think they'll keep a clean sheet. It's hard to say. If they don't start Tsimikas, they probably will because it's just my FPL luck. So let's go 2-0 Liverpool. I think Salah will score. I think he stays off the bonus. And maybe Darwin Núñez will get that goal and an assist this week. 2-0 Liverpool. Still target Darwin, target Salah. Start Tsimikas if you got him. But like I said earlier, if he gets 1 point, he gets 1 point. But that is Liverpool versus Brentford. We'll do West Ham versus Forest in a second. We'll bring up some more questions. Lexic, I know Gordon may be a better option, but Hechan fixtures are better. Mate, I don't mind the Hechan pick. Like I said, Spurs have got no Romero, no Van der Ven, and no Udogie tonight or today. So he's coming up against a defence that's just completely depleted. So there's a big opportunity for him to come out and get a goal. And like you said, he's got good fixtures. So I don't mind it, mate. He is Wolves' main man. We'll bring up FPL MFZ's comments, but we'll do West Ham Forest. Forest with a great win last week against West Ham. Still not many of their players that we're picking. Turner looks like he's lost his place now as well, which is a big shame for our FPL teams. But our goalkeepers are Areola for a lot of us and Turner. So Areola's our number one this week. Will we finally get a clean sheet out of him? It's been a long, long time. I don't think anyone's looking at Forest players right now, despite their good win last week. West Ham, you've got Bowen, still my top choice from them. And then Kudus, who I've sort of mentioned, is probably my favourite differential. I know there's been a lot of people saying, he's not been starting games, but it looks like he's settling in now. Brilliant against Brentford last week. Looked really sharp. Definitely starts in this one for me. I think he'll return. 2-0 West Ham. Kudus with a goal and an assist. Bowen with a goal as well. So that's West Ham versus Forest. Areola is going to get that clean sheet for us, I think, this week. Well, I'm hoping. And then we'll do Chelsea City, and then we'll bring up the comments that have come in. So keep them coming in. Chelsea City, Chelsea winning 4-1 last week. I think it was a bit of a false scoreline. I do like Palmer as a pick as a fifth midfielder. When you're on penalties, there's always a great opportunity for 4.0 or 5.1 million midfielders like Palmer to get on the score sheet when they're on pen. So I actually don't mind that pick at all. Always seems to be penned in these big games at the moment, but I think City will win this one. They do struggle at Stamford Bridge historically, but yeah, I think they'll win this one. 2-1. Haaland to score 2 goals in this one. And then we will go Cole Palmer or maybe Raheem Sterling to score against both of their old clubs. They both played for City. So 2-1. If you're thinking about Captain Haaland, I wouldn't be scared because I think there's a big chance he scores. He got 2 in the Champions League in the week as well. So we'll bring up the questions and then I'll go through some of my picks for this weekend. So 2 free transfers, Saka to Bruno or Saka to Mbeumo and Archer to Ferguson. Could go early with Mbeumo and bench him for 2 weeks and play Ferguson. I don't mind that. I don't mind the Mbeumo pick for 2 weeks away. But yeah, I'd go Bruno. If you can get Bruno in, do it, mate. But I'd probably keep Archer for this week. Problem with Bruno is he's a transfer out sooner or later, but Mbeumo, everyone will jump on him on Gameweek 14. Yeah, but you could get Bruno in now, mate, and then you could take him out in Gameweek 14 because you're probably going to play Bruno in Gameweek 13 against Everton. And then you can just bring him Mbeumo in Gameweek 14. Christian, when I bring in Bentancur, who do I bench? Son, Foden, Matoma, Gordon, Haaland. Mate, I'm going to let you decide. because that is tough. I'd probably have to say Foden, just based on his potential minutes. But that's probably it, mate. That's got to be it. Q, do I think Brentford's defence is worse than people think? I feel they give away a decent amount of chances. Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. I know what you mean. Yeah, they've not been as good this season. I know they've got Henry injured, Rico Henry. They lost David Raya. So yeah, I agree. I think their defence does tend to leak more goals than we think. They had a good little run of fixtures lately, but I'd be very surprised if they get a clean sheet at Anfield. Yeah, and Kudus does look like a really good buy, so I agree there. If you're looking at getting out Maddison, Kudus is someone to consider. Yeah, Bowen looks like he plays through the middle. Jared, welcome to the stream, mate. Yeah, Jackson's a very good nine-a-side soccer player for sure, mate. So first -4 of the season to get a full men squad. Hoping Saka starts. Like I said earlier, it's hard to pick Saka because you look at it and think with an international break coming up, you'd expect Arsenal to go as strong as they can, to pretty much guarantee 3 points. Even if it is Burnley, like there's no easy game in the league these days. Shireen, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. Should I take a -4 to get rid of Maddison, Burn, and Van de Ven? I would. If you're getting rid of injured players that are going to get you 0 and you've not got any good replacements, then yeah, Bowen's a great pick. Kudus is a good pick. Mitoma's a good pick this week. Bruno Fernandes is a good pick this week. One of my differentials, and a lot of people are going to think this is crazy, but Scott McTominay has just been seeming to get in all these goal scoring positions. So if you want someone really cheap as a fifth midfielder, I don't mind him. Gordon. And then, yeah, defensively, Gahey and Mitchell are good picks this week. Or you could go really cheap and go with Braithwaite from Everton and just have him as a bench player for sort of the rest of the season. Christian, Brentford's defence is actually really poor, which is odd because the drills, they do look good. Oh, that's really cool. They use facilities at work, mate. That is awesome. You'll have to give us some more insight in the comments about that, mate. They do have some really sort of big, defensive defenders with like Ben Mee and Pinnock, I think are really good defenders. But this season they've not sort of found as many clean sheets. But yeah, very good defenders. Carl Finn 98, welcome to the stream, mate. Looks like you've tuned in from Twitch, which is awesome. If you could come into the YouTube, mate, and subscribe, that would be awesome. And give the video a like if you're new here as well, and get your questions in half an hour until deadline. Yeah, Nketiah is not guaranteed to start this week, mate. So I'd probably just roll, or if you can get someone else in, Evan Ferguson maybe, or even just downgrade to Archer. But if you think Edouard's going to start, you've got to play him against Everton, mate. Yeah, I think this is true about Brentford. The defence isn't actually... I think Liverpool will score a few goals against them. Tough, mate. Short term, I'd go Bruno Fernandes just for this fixture. Long term, I know Bowen's fixture is good as well, but I think you've got to look at it and think there's not many people owning Bruno right now. But long term, definitely Bowen. Well, this is Jared's team, which we'll go through in a second. But in the meantime, I'm going to check team news to see if there's anything brand new that we may have missed whilst I've been on the stream. So let's see if we've got any potential team news that is coming in that you may need to know. So far, there's no kind of early team news right now. There's a guy, FPL Brandon, saying that there's a potential that he thinks there'll be a leak. A team leak he might have for the Arsenal team, but yeah, I don't know how legit this guy is. Yeah, interesting one. But yeah, any team news, get it in. So Jared's got Areola, Cash, Saliba, Gabriel Palmer. On the bench, I've got Turner, Tsimikas, Archie. Mate, I wouldn't do that because you can play Cash, Saliba, Gabriel, right? Saka, Son, Salah, Bowen, Haaland, Watkins. That's 11. Nah, I'd just play that 11, mate, and roll. If you need to use a transfer because you've got 2, then you could maybe... There isn't much. Yeah, there isn't much, mate. It's a good team. That's a strong team. Shireen, 0 faith in United. No, Bruno. Fair enough. Fair enough. I can see why you'd think that and why people would think that. They've not been that reliable. Rest of his team's fine. Turner, Sami, Castello, Mitchell, Son, Bruno, Salah, Matoma, Diaby, Haaland, Edward. Just be careful, mate, because Turner looks like he's lost his place for Forest. But yeah, I think Salah's probably the best captain, along with Haaland and then Watkins. I would have said Saka, but there's an injury cloud over him at the moment. All right, let me go through some of my differential picks for this game week. So I'm going to do my 3 differentials if you've not seen them already, my 3 captain picks, and we will do my player pick for the week. So let's bring this up. Also, if you haven't followed me on Instagram at FPLMattDay, you can find me on there at FPLMattDay on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. So go give me a follow on there. And then obviously subscribe if you're new here, like the video, and get your questions in ready for the deadline that is coming up. Let's go through my picks. All right, so captains, I've said Salah's number 1 at home to Brentford. I said Saka was 2 if he's fit. But if he's not, which we're not sure on, I'd say Haaland is then number 2. Otherwise, it's Salah, Saka, and Haaland. But if Saka's not fit, it's Salah, Haaland, and then I'm going to go Ollie Watkins. Other captains I like that I've not mentioned, Son potentially, and Kieran Trippier I think is a really good captain pick this week. So 3 differentials. I'm going to go with Kudus from West Ham, 0.9% owned, home to Forest. Adingra, 1% owned, home to Sheffield United. And Gordon, 9.1% owned, away to Bournemouth. All 3 of these differentials are midfielders, and each have come off the back of strong performances. So Adingra did really well in the Europa League in the week. Kudus, really good against Brentford in last game week. And then Gordon did really well against Arsenal last week. So it's a lot of potential there. And then my player pick for the week, Anthony Gordon, 9.1% owned, 5.7 mil. He might have even gone up since I did this post yesterday. He's looking lively. He's been taking up some good goal-scoring positions for Newcastle. Might potentially play centre forward. There's doubts on Wilson and Isak. Away to Bournemouth, he's been looking really good. So Gordon, for me, is the player pick of the week. So if you're considering him, I think it's a really good move. So yeah, liking Anthony Gordon. So they are my captains, differentials, player picks, and curveball captains. So now it's all about questions all the way up until deadline. Jared has transferred Bowen from Matters last night. Thanks, Will Hold. Yeah, good pick, mate. Bowen's a great one. Wing, welcome to the stream, mate. Hope all is well. Looking forward to hearing whatever your question is. I'd keep Diaby, mate, at home to Fulham. I don't think you need to desperately sell Diaby from Villa, mate. Not with that home game, unless there's an injury that I don't know about. But yeah, I don't think you need to do that. So Wing's got a second transfer free. He's already made 1 from Madders to Martinelli, and I'm wondering, should I transfer Soufal or Tsimikas to Gabriel? No, I don't think you need to, mate. I'd play Soufal, home to Forest. There's assist potential in there, clean sheet potential in there. Oh, mate, as long as you can keep rolling that second transfer, I'd keep rolling that second transfer. I don't think there's anything else you need to do, mate. So, yeah, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be looking to make that second move, mate. So yeah, keep rolling and holding transfers as long as you can. Well, let's have a look now and see if there's any other team news. Keep your questions coming in as well. 23 minutes until deadline. So yeah, keep the questions coming in. Let us know what your team selections are, your captain picks, your team. I'm looking now to see if there is any transfer news or anything that is, transfer news, any injury news that we need to be aware of. Price rises. Martinelli's gone up 7.8 million. Bowen 7.6 million. White 5.8. Gordon 5.8. Archer 4.6. Lascelles 4.1. So a lot of key players for this game week. Let's hope this game week isn't anything like last week's terrible game week. For some, not all, but definitely for me. I just wouldn't do it, mate. I wouldn't bring Gabriel in. I think there's potential for Gabriel this week. Good fixture, but you've already got Soufal in there, mate. Keep rolling those two transfers. This is a good tweet from the FPL Olympian. Good. This is a good Twitter account. Late temptation, Saka captain. If he's not fit enough to start, then surely he won't be subbed on. You just never know, though. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't take that risk personally. Saka was going to be my captain this week, and then I looked at it and thought, even if Saka does start and gets 2 goals, I'd still back Salah to get probably 10 plus points this week. I think he'll get a goal with some bonus or maybe a goal and assist. So I wouldn't hugely miss out either way. And I'm just happy to captain Salah this game week, even though there's obviously lots of good captain options. Looking to see if there's any other sort of late team news. Not huge amounts right now. And I think it's hard. It's hard to get team news for games that are obviously tomorrow. But get your questions in. 21 minutes to a deadline. We've got a good amount of people watching the stream, which is awesome. A mix of YouTube, people on Twitch. So get your comments in. Like the stream. Subscribe if you're new here. And any team news you've got, get it in. I'm trying to find team news right now. There's a lot of people saying don't take the Saka injury serious. So, yeah, you never know with Arteta and Saka and Arsenal. We'll do a little Instagram search. We'll see if Saka's done any posts. Let's have a look. Nah, nothing yet. It is frustrating. It would be good if you just had to know the lineups on the day, wouldn't it? Play Soufal Tsimikas. I'm tempted to play Tsimikas. You know what, mate? If you start Tsimikas in this game and he plays, it's not bad. If you start Tsimikas and he doesn't start, you just got to say to yourself, at least he's getting 1 point. Maybe do Tsimikas. Yeah, get your questions in, guys. Just like Wing said, 19 minutes till deadline. So I want to try and get in as many answers to your questions as possible. So be sure to get them in. Otherwise, if we don't get any sort of questions in, over the next few minutes, we'll look to then wrap up the stream, as it is just, the usual deadline stream for the last hour of deadline, where we're on here to help with transfers, captains, future moves, team news, whatever comes through. That's what I do these streams for. But yeah, I'm looking for team news right now. I'm seeing nothing. I'm seeing absolutely nothing. Okay. Let's see how legit this is. I'm going to share screen. So we've got a potential source for some team news. So I'm going to put this up, share the screen now. And I'm still answering questions, so be sure to keep getting them in. Let's have a look at this and see. Frank, I'm going to share screen. And I'll find what I've just seen. This is some big potential breaking team news. Let's bring this up. Okay. Bobby Love. All right, let's find this. All right, I'm going to stay tuned, everyone, because I've got some team news for you. Bobby Love FPL. All right, we'll bring this up in a second. All right, share screen. Okay. Let's go through the questions, and then I'm going to bring up this apparent breaking team news. So, Ben, hope you're well, mate. He's done one free transfer, you doggy, and whether to transfer out to Lascelles or Livramento. I like the Livramento pick because he's got a really high ceiling. I think for safety, probably Lascelles. But if you want to do something a bit exciting, Livramento, mate. Yeah, there is a few posts on the old X saying Saka is in the squad, which I'm about to share. So let's share it now. So Bobby Love, 1,000 followers. Saka green tick. Does that mean he starts? Does that mean he's in the squad? This is from FPL. So this is his apparent source, who's in Ireland. Very interesting. I still think even if Saka starts, I just don't think it's someone like this is enough. It's just not good enough, a reliable enough source to listen to, really. Let's do another search. Saka injury. See what we can get. Once this loads, we'll have a look. Okay. Ben Meakin's got Gabriel, Cash, Taylor, and Mitchell. To be fair, I like Gabriel, Cash, and Mitchell as a back three, mate. Wing decided I'm risking a 1-pointer with some Mikas. Barney Cotton, welcome to the stream, mate. That's tough. I like playing attackers, mate, so I'd probably play Gabriel, Trent, because I like his upside. And then I'd be just deciding between Cash and Alvarez, mate. And I'd probably do Cash and just hope Fulham score, but that's tricky, mate. It's between Cash and Alvarez for me. Matt Gaston, welcome to the stream, mate. He's thinking of doing Madison to Bowen, but worried some people might think he's a boring pick. What do I think? Look, I think Bowen is a good pick, but he's highly owned. Everyone's doing that pick. So if you want to go with the crowd, you do Bowen. But if you want to try something different, you do Kudus. Jermaine Edwards, who would have thought Haaland feels like a differential captain? I think I might just do it. Yeah, that's a good pick. Ooh, tough, mate. That's tough. I'm going to say Mitchell because he's got the home game. So Jared Robson, FPL Rockstars, normally pretty spot on. So let's go have a little read of FPL Rockstars page because he's right. He's very, very good, FPL Rockstar. Let's see what he's had to say. I can't see anything from FPL Rockstar, mate. Yeah, let me know what you found. Let me know what you found. He just said FPL boys. Yeah, see, I did see the video of them spotted with the squad, mate. I guess it's just a case of are they starting the game? Let's zoom out. There we go. Spotted with the squad, Saka and Nketiah. It's one of them. If you know he's definitely starting, you can end up picking him and getting a big score, but at the same time, you're running that risk of, is he actually carrying an injury? What if he gets re-injured? Or what if he's just in the squad and doesn't start? We need 100% confirmed starting, I think, to even be able to consider starting him. But let's see what else we can find. Let me know in the comments, what searches do you want me to make? Which players do you want to know start? We've already got confirmation that Brennan Johnson starts, Son Heung-min starts. We've got that confirmation, which I think we all knew anyway with all these Spurs players injured. But yeah, keep getting your questions in. Injury rules. Okay, that doesn't look like a legit source. Yeah, difficult one, isn't it? Keep getting your questions in. We're 12 minutes till deadline. So I'm trying to find out as much as possible. Let's see if I can get a Spurs team leak for Christian. I've only heard about Johnson and Son. Let's see if we can get anything about Bentancur. To be honest, mate, my gut is telling me that he'll be on the bench because of fitness and we'll play Højbjerg, and then Bentancur will come off the bench. I think they're going to manage that injury because he had such a big injury. So George Achilea, obviously one of our biggest Spurs YouTubers, he's predicted a midfield three of Saar, Bissouma and Højbjerg. I think that's what we'll see, mate. I think that's what we'll see. I think we'll work Bentancur back into the team. So all we've got is an Arsenal fan has confirmed that Saka is with the squad. That's fine though, but we don't know if he's going to start. I wouldn't take the risk. I think, yeah, like I said, I think Arsenal will play their strongest team and Saka will start. But I still wouldn't, just in case he doesn't. And he was my captain all week until that knock. When he got those goals against PSV, he was my captain in FPL. Saka was for Burnley. You know, if he was fully fit, no injury problems, he probably gets a goal or two. Big week for him, and you know, your captain's done. Saturday, happy days. But yeah, now there's that injury cloud. It's an absolute pain. So yeah. Wing just saying he's rolling and planning for Alvarez to Slanky next game week. I think Bournemouth will have an incredible purple patch from the next game week to Christmas. Hey, why not? Put players in that you want to put in. It's almost it's nice to see people making different picks. Now I'm just going through Twitter to see if we can get any team news. Let's do FPL Essentials. Yeah, this has actually happened. I'm not sure if this has happened to everyone else, but there's been some issues with the FPL website. So if you're trying to sort of pick your team or make transfers, it's actually been down. I just had a look then. So yeah, be careful. If you're trying to do your transfers, maybe log on to your laptops and get those transfers done. Let's do a Saka Arsenal search and see if we can get any concrete information, which is unlikely, but we'll try. And there's a lot of people confident that Saka's going to start. This guy's saying he's not credible, is he? Who's this bloke? Yeah, it's hard to know who to believe. But if we don't get any more sort of questions that come in from now until deadline, I'll look to wrap up the stream shortly. 9 minutes to go to deadline. So if you've got any questions, get them in. Not had any other sort of team leaks. Mr. Blanky, I hope you're good, mate. Welcome to the stream. Any FPL questions, just let me know in the comments. This is literally just countdown now till deadline. Like I mentioned before, apparently the FPL app's down at the moment. So yeah, log onto your laptops if you need to make any transfers, I think right now. My captain pick, it's the same as yours, mate, Salah. It was Saka. It was going to be Saka, but with this sort of injury cloud, I just thought, look, if Saka plays and scores and gets big points, I own him anyway. And I just kind of preferred to then go safe with Salah because you know he's going to start. And if Liverpool scored 2 goals, which they're capable of at home to Brentford, then I just thought to myself, look, let's captain Salah, because I think he grabs a goal tomorrow at least. So, yeah, Salah for me as well. But yeah, if Saka didn't have the injury cloud and the uncertainty of not starting, then he would have been my captain for sure this week with the Burnley game. Watkins is a great captain as well. Watkins is a great captain. He loves getting goals at Villa Park. Always, mate, always. Martinelli's another good captain this week for Arsenal. Differential pick. Not many are going to captain him. Not sure, mate, on Foden. I'm going to say sub appearance. Welcome to the stream, mate. Look, if I had to pick between those transfers, it would be Tsimikas to Gabriel. Only because I'd want to give Cash another game week this week at home to Fulham. But please give this video a like, subscribe if you're new here as well. We've got some new faces in the comments, which is awesome. So please give this channel a subscribe. Plenty of content every day to do with FPL, whether it's shorts or videos. And give the stream a like. 3 player injuries, Maddison, Burn, and I think he means Van de Ven. Van de Ven. Yeah, sorry to hear, mate. I had Maddison injury. I had to take a -4 to get him out of my team, which is an absolute pain. 6 minutes until the deadline. Let's see if there's any more news that's coming in. We're not getting anything, are we? There's a lot of people tempted to captain Saka based on the fact that he's with the squad and in and around the squad. But I just think, yeah, like I said, even if he does start and he gets the goals, like, you take the goals and then you just hope that Salah or Haaland or whoever you've captained ends up scoring anyway. Any thoughts? First 11: Johnston, Cash, Tsimikas, Gvardiol, Matoma, Hechanson, Salah, Saka, Haaland. I would play Johnston, Cash, Tsimikas, your Gvardiol. That's your back 3. Toma, Hechan, Son, Salah, Saka, Haaland, Alvarez. The bench is right. You keep that bench. You could maybe, if you could, I don't know how many transfers you got, mate. You got 1 or 2. You could potentially do Lascelles in for Tsimikas, or Lascelles in for Gvardiol. Yeah, Lascelles in for Gvardiol and or Tsimikas potentially. But yeah, depends how many transfers you got, mate. Welcome to the stream, mate. I hope you're good. Two Blues podcast. Go and check him out. He's actually got a really good short up at the moment. I'm assuming it's on his YouTube as well. I've seen it on TikTok where he's got some differentials for FPL. So go and check that out. With 4 minutes till deadline. Still not seeing any kind of confirmed team news. Which I think is fair. I don't think we're going to get a team leak for Saka right now, other than the fact that, yeah, he's in the squad. But like I said, if you're not sure he's going to start, don't captain him. Captain someone you're sure on. And then if you own Saka and he gets points, then happy days are the way, isn't it? I think at the end of the day. Cole Palmer, sorry, not Carlton Palmer. I'd start Cole. I do like Cameron Archer's upside this week. He's playing against an injury-hit Brighton, and he did score last week, but he's playing for Sheffield United. Whereas Cole Palmer, home game, Chelsea have a good run on Man City. They seem to get good results at home against Man City. And with him being on pens, I think Archer might be on Sheffield United pens. Well, I don't think we really know yet with them. But I think with Chelsea, they've had a few pens already. I think Cole Palmer's taken a couple. So, yeah, I'd back him as a midfielder. Archer's still a good pick, but I think, yeah, I'd play Palmer if I did, mate. The Lascelles on my bench. Should I play Cash or Anderson? Tough, mate. Anderson's been unreal for Palace and FPL this season. I'd probably go with the one that's owned higher owned, who's going to cause more damage if he does well. Matt Cash. This as well. You've got Cole Palmer against his old club, so yeah, he'll be absolutely buzzing to come out and show why City shouldn't have sold him, which I'm assuming City would have been his boyhood club as well. So yeah, that's a really good point. Please give the channel a subscribe with 3 minutes to a deadline. Give the video a like and get any last minute comments in. I am now looking for some more last minute team news. And we ain't getting anything. We're not going to get anything on Saka, I think. We just got to leave it at that. Like I said, if you got Saka, start him. I wouldn't captain him based on the fact we're not sure if he's going to start. Tsimikas, does he start? I said when I did the Liverpool preview earlier, Trent can play in midfield. Gomez could go right back. Tsimikas could go left back. But we could also see Gomez right back and Trent going to left back as well. Or Trent right back and Gomez left back. It's 50-50 with Tsimikas, mate. Apparently he was awful the other night. Again, injury cloud over Nketiah, mate. Archer's guaranteed to start. I wouldn't do it unless you had a free transfer on it or a second transfer spare. I would not be doing that for sort of a hit, mate. But Archer, you definitely got 90 minutes out of him. So here we go. It's a countdown till deadline. 35 seconds until deadline. Make sure your teams are in. I would play Tsimikas and hope he starts. I like the Watkins captain. Third captain pick for me this week, but I still like it. Home game, Fulham. Very, very strong at Villa Park. All right, deadline is here. I've taken my first -4 of the season. Don't feel great doing it, but had to. I had so many injury flags. And the deadline has passed. Game week 12 begins in an hour and a half. FPL Cortex has Captain Watkins. Here we go. Good pick. Good luck, everyone, for game week 12. Thanks to everyone that's tuned in. It's been a really, really good stream tonight. Please give this stream a like now if you haven't done already. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here and you enjoyed it. Be sure to check out all the shorts that I post pretty much daily. Normally about 2 videos a week, sometimes 3, so check them out. Follow me on Twitter, FPLMattDay. You'll find the links in the channel. I'm always on Twitter answering questions and chatting on there and posting, so please come on there. And also FPLMattDay on Instagram, so come and give me a follow on there. Thanks to everyone here. Jared, good luck. Christian, take care, mate. I hope you're well. I hope I actually did a little tribute to you in one of my videos a couple of weeks ago, mate. I'm not sure if you saw it, but yeah, I hope everything is well, mate, with yourself and family, and you're doing well, mate. FPL Cortex, take care, mate. Thanks for coming in. And FPL Pulisic, all the best, mate. Thanks to everyone that's tuned in. Let's leave it there. First game on Wolves versus Spurs. Injury hit Spurs. Suspended players from Spurs. Could be a tough game for us. So we'll see how that one goes. Good luck, everyone, for game week 12. I'm FPLMattDay. Thanks to those who tuned in. I just realised I forgot to put the banner across the bottom of the screen on tonight's stream. So never mind. We'll leave it at that. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now. I'll see you all in the next video.